welcome back to Winedownwithbooks with your girl Kay. You already know what book review we doing today. We are doing The Perfect Mistress. I promised on Instagram that I would not spoil everything. Now I'm going to do my best to keep that promise, but there is no guarantee. You know the vibes. I got my wine. Take my sip. I hope y'all drink it too. Y'all never drop in the comments and let me know if y'all drink wine when y'all watch my reviews. Let me know. But anyway, before we start off the book review, I have a question. Do you think a mistress or a side dude is responsible for breaking up a home, a marriage, whatever you call it? Do you think they are responsible for breaking up that relationship? My response is no, with an exception. So I feel that, regardless of your man or your woman cheating, at the end of the day, your partner is the only one that made vows to you. Your partner is the only one that committed to you. Your partner is the one that owe you anything. That mistress or that side dude do not owe you anything. Now, the exception that I believe is that if that individual knows that your man or your woman is married, and let's say that your partner continue to turn them down, they try to seduce them and stuff like that, and keep pushing up on them, then we got a problem. You understand? But I feel like, at the end of the day, even with that, I'm taking it up with my man or my woman or whatever, because at the end of the day, I committed to that person. I didn't commit to them. I will never fight another individual over my partner unless they come in crazy. Like, unless it's some crazy situation where that person just don't know when to stop, then that's it. But other than that, or just something disrespectful, other than that, if my cheating ass partner continue to cheat on me and disrespect me and whatever, I'm not fighting nobody over them. I have a problem with you, not them. But that's just how I feel. So to answer that question, no. I don't think they're responsible for breaking up that marriage. All right? Drop in the comments. Let me know what you think. We can have a conversation about it, whether it's in the comments, whether it's on Instagram. I want to hear your perspective. I want to hear if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Let me know. I love the conversation. I'm open to criticism, all that. But anyways, let's get into it. So, The Perfect Mistress. I'm not going to remember every single detail. I have my notes here. I read this book a week and a half ago, I think almost 2 weeks. So, I read other books, so everything's not fresh in my mind. I wait too long to do these videos. So anyways, The Perfect Mistress, the main character of The Perfect Mistress is Lauren Robinson. So I'm going to give you a background on the characters and we'll see how it goes from there. So Lauren Robinson, she grew up in a two-parent household. She grew up in a two-parent household. Her father, Vernon Robinson, and her mother, Joyce Robinson, right? She is a daddy, was a daddy's girl. She stick beside her father. She definitely did, right? So the father is married to Joyce. Now, Joyce is a piece of work, but the father is even worse, right? So we're taking back in time where Joyce met Vernon in a cafe. She ran into a cafe because it was pouring rain down, and she ran smack into him. Now at the time they were in college, and Vernon was what was he? Was he a lawyer or something like that? He was a big shot. Like everybody knew him. He was a handsome ladies man, and at the time he was engaged to another woman when Joyce ran into him. Right, so Joyce came from a two-parent household as well. Her father was very strict, he commanded him when he walked in. The mother was more, she could be lenient, but she's the type of woman that was to listen to the father. When he spoke, she just disregard her opinion, didn't really speak back, right? So Joyce, Joyce and Vernon end up having a conversation in the cafe. They spent all night there. And till even when the rain passed, and she grew fond of him. He flirted or whatever. So Joyce knew this is where shit was whatever, right? So Joyce knew that my man Vernon was engaged. He was engaged to a woman that Joyce didn't really care for, because I guess the woman picked on her or whatever. So she was just like, you know what? I'm going to steal your man, right? That was Joyce's mindset. I'm going after him. At first it was just for fun, and then she ended up catching feelings, right? So she ends up stealing this lady's man. But I don't think you can steal, honestly speaking, I don't think you can steal a man, because if a man or a woman is easy to go and break up a relationship just like that for another person without any explanation, he was never yours, sis. She was never yours, bro. That's just how I feel. Again, if you disagree, drop it in the comments, right? So now he called off his engagement, and then he ended up getting engaged to Joyce. So he basically told Joyce, like, yo, listen, you don't need to work. I'm about to be big time. I'm gonna take care of you. He was that type guy, like, yo, my wife's not gonna need to work. My wife don't need to work. I don't want my wife working. So her ass drops out of school, right? Against her father and her mother wishes. She went against everything that they told her. She left their house, moved in with him, right? 2 weeks now after they got married, he cheated on her. You know the saying, how you get him is how you lose him? I believe in that. You think karma's gonna be on your side? Now you think you're gonna take and pursue somebody else's man and then think that he's gonna be faithful to you? He's a dog. He's a sexy dog, but he's a dog. You get what I'm saying? Should I drink to that? I'm gonna just drink to that. So yeah, so now she hurt. She confront him about it. He started, oh baby, I'm sorry. Oh baby, I'm sorry. I didn't mean, she didn't mean nothing. I'm gonna make it up to you, this and the third. Whatever. So she stayed. Where's she gonna go? You feel me? So that's that. So that began the beginning of the decline in their relationship, right? Fast forward a little bit. He's still cheating, and he's still cheating dog. They will go periods of have a good time, bad time, good time, bad. It's a toxic ass relationship. But she stuck beside him. She stuck beside him. It was multiple women, right? So she ended up getting pregnant with her son Julian. Now Julian is her baby boy. Julian is the love of her life. Julian loves his mom. Julian is the type of son that, when he saw how the father was cheating the mother, like, he was always comforting her when she was crying. And that's the love of her life. That's what we're gonna say. Then she got pregnant with Lauren. So Lauren is again a daddy's girl. Lauren loved her father. Her father could do no wrong. Like, she loved her mother, but for the most part, it's just like it was something about her dad. They just had that relationship. So, mama's boy, daddy's girl, right? So she rarely claimed to her mom. Her mom also rarely nurtured her in that aspect, because the mom always felt a little, in my opinion, a little resentment that, Lauren is clinging to her father and not her, right? So, because Lauren never really comforted her mom when the father was doing wrong or she was crying. She would go straight to her dad or whatever, right? And her dad let her get away with murder. So this is when I feel like Lauren's life honestly went astray. And before I get into that part of the book, I just want to say that the actions of parents, or whether you're a single mom, a single dad, a guardian, your 2-parent household, 3-parent household, goddamn 4-parent household, your actions lay the foundations that shape a child's life. All right? And you got to be, I feel like people in general have to be mindful of what they do and what they say around children, because it shapes their life, it shapes their thinking, it shapes their perception. And as they get into adulthood, for the most part, some people try to break out of that generational cycle, but it's hard because that's all they know. All right? So get into it. So one day, right? Lauren is a little girl. How old is she? She was like, she gotta be like 7 or 8, I think it was. So she decided that she gonna hop in her dad's truck, hide under like some tar paper, I think it was, and surprise her, because you know they had this thing where she always jump out and scare her dad. Her dad all scared and shit like that. So the dad hop in the car, she hiding, she trying to figure out when is a good moment to pop out. So next thing you know, the car stops. So she peeking out, right? She sees some lady walk up to the car, sitting in the car. So she like, all right, hold on, I'm about to just wait. Let me see what's going on. Next thing you know, her father over here tonguing down sis, kissing on sis' neck and all that. So sis is Lauren like, oh, what's going on? Like, I seen that done to, well, my dad do that to my mom. So you know what's up. She's still a little naive. She don't really know what's going on, but she know what's going on, right? So she pop up. No, she ain't pop up yet. She peep, you know, she did peep. She popped up. The lady, right? The lady see her, and then the lady tapped her dad like, yo, you need to turn around. Look. So he look, he's shocked. My man, like, shocked and all that. So he like, oh, baby, what you doing here? So Lauren like, who this? He like, oh, this just my friend, this whatever, you know, some type of lie. So she was like, yo, dad, why you licking sis or whatever? He was like, oh, you know, I was just getting something off. Her name is Candy. She know sweet, whatever. So Lauren like, Candy, like, she must be really good, tasting good, like candy. So, you know, a little kid stuff. Long story short, that was the first time that she seen her dad cheat. The dad then asked Lauren to keep it a secret, right? Not only did he ask her to keep her a secret, he made her feel guilty. He basically told Lauren that if you tell your mom is going to cry, you're going to be the reason for your mom crying. We don't want to hurt your mom. That's where it started, you know? After that, Lauren witnessed her father cheating more and more. Like, Lauren and her father then... Oh, wait, pause. So, before I get into that, Lauren kept that secret for 3 years, right? And it was eating at her. She didn't tell anybody. She just wanted to prove that she was good at keeping a secret, right? So then one day she ended up telling her grandmother whatever, she wanted to try on lipstick, this, then, a third, and the grandmother was like, oh, I'm gonna put the lipstick on, but you can't tell nobody. I'll keep it a secret. So Lauren's like, I'm good at keeping a secret. I kept daddy's secret for 3 years. So the mom is like, oh, what's secret? So Lauren's like, oh, told her about the girl and her dad in the car. So the grandmother got mad, upset and all that. And I'm like, why you mad? Why you mad? And there began the cycle. So from then on, Lauren been riding with her daddy. She been witnessing her daddy cheat. The mother getting confronted by all these different women. She's confronting all these different women. They portraying to be a happy family, but behind closed doors, the mother's going through it. Vernon apologized, but Vernon don't really care. Lauren every time, you know, Lauren's more grown up or whatever. And it just keeps getting worse, you know? It just keeps getting worse. The son, Julian, he hates his father. He doesn't want to be like his father. He wants the mother to leave the father. He can't understand why the mother is not leaving, why the mother is putting up with that behavior. Lauren and Julian is arguing for the simple fact that, you know, Julian feels like Lauren is on the father's side, and Lauren is too young to understand what's going on. Julian's like, I can't take this no more. I can't wait to leave the household. And it's just getting crazy, right? So check it. I told you I'm not gonna spoil too much. So let's fast forward a little bit to where it gets some juicy part. But I'm gonna make this notation. The mother did attempt to leave, right? She attempted to leave Vernon at one point. So at one point she had packed up and went to her parents' house, right? Let me tell you how fucked up the parents is. So she went to her parents' house. She basically told the parent, you know, what happened, right? She like, oh, you know, to her dad, her mom, you know, Vernon cheated on me. I can't do this. There's multiple women. The dad basically was just like, what you gonna do? So Vernon had popped up at the house, right? Listen to this. He popped up at the house. So the dad called a meeting where all of them sitting on the table, round table. First of all, that's your daughter. This man cheated on your daughter. And you try to have a round table discussion about why he cheated and if he loved the woman. Oh, let me get into it, right? So that would have pissed me off, because my daddy ever do something like that? What is you doing? What are you doing? We gonna have some words. Like, he cheated, she cheated. Like, what are you doing? So anyway, so they at the table, the father asks Vernon, you know, did you love this woman? The one that he cheated on with his wife, right? The Vernon like, no, I didn't love her. She didn't mean anything. So the father's like, then it's settled. Y'all gonna work it out, and y'all gonna get back together. Joyce is coming home with you tonight. So Joyce is like, you as my father basically selling me out. He cheated on me. He did me wrong. You sending me back to him. So then it was discovered that the father cheated on the mother, and the mother still stayed. And that's what men do. You learn to forgive, and you stay. You stay. Basically, long story short, you stay in the relationship, and you make it work because you took vows. What? I don't know if that's that old ass long time behavior. That would not stick with me. What? Nah. So long story short, that's how she found out that the father was a dog too. Her father was a dog. The man that she thought was a faithful, upstanding guy cheated on the mom too, and the mom stayed. So the mom wanted to say something during that discussion, but the father, when his father spoke, she kept shut. And I ain't like that. Like, you know, you're not protecting your daughter. So she ended up going back with Vernon, and he started being nice. He buys her gift. That's how Vernon gets it back. He buys her expensive gift, and he knows that, you know, he buys her the gift, she's going to take it. Even if she don't want to take it, she's going to take it. So she also couldn't leave because she dropped out of college. She never had a job. She didn't have to work. She didn't put any savings away. She didn't have any money to her name. So she felt stuck. And, you know, a lot of women, a lot of men deal with that now. Like, you know, you don't have a backup plan. You think that you're going to be with this person for eternity. So you're not thinking like, I need to secure a bag low key. You know what I'm saying? She didn't do that. So she didn't have nowhere to go. She had nothing to her name. So that she was hesitant to leave just off the strength of that situation. And I was just like, you know, I understand, you know, it's a scary world to just up and leave, go in the world. You have nowhere to go, no money, no nothing. Like, you don't know your next step. You have no college education. You have nothing. So it's just like, you know, why would I put myself in another bad situation? I could just deal with the one that I know. And that's what she did. It's a sad situation. I don't condone that. Like, but I understand why a lot of men and a lot of women stay in those situations, because you don't have a bag to secure. So it's just like, you need a roof over your head, you need food in your mouth, so you're gonna put up with the shit until better can be done, right? So yeah, so that's that. So now we're gonna fast forward a little bit. We're gonna really fast forward a little bit. So we get to the point, Lauren is a teenager. Julian is about to turn 18. He wants to go off to the military, right? So at this point, you know, they're going back and forth. You know, the parents still arguing. Joyce is on the type of time like, all right, listen, Julian's going off to the army. Lauren is a teenager. I can finally leave her. She gonna make way. She's gaining her freedom. Then what happens? She finds out she's pregnant, right? She finds out she's pregnant, so now another baby. She tells Julian about the baby. Julian's like basically wanted her to get rid of it. Like, why would you have another baby for him? Lauren is happy she's gonna be a big sister, and shit just start going down. So there was a lady, right, that the father was cheating with for consecutively. Her name was Callie. So Callie and the father been kicking it, you know, hard. Like that's not even his side piece anymore. That's his girlfriend. So he feeding her a bunch of lies, like, you know, I'm gonna leave my wife, I'm gonna do this, like, we gonna be good, all that. So a bunch of BS. So now it got to the point, again, I'm fast forward, where, you know, Callie is at the point where she don't have no patience. So she pops up at Joyce and Vernon house, confronts Joyce in her house. First of all, Joyce was due to whoop her ass, because at that point you have no respect. You get what I'm saying? That's where the exception of me fighting somebody over, not even over my partner, is the principle. You know what I'm saying? Why you popping up in my house? that's where we're gonna have a problem right then and there. That's the only time, you know what I'm saying? But it's not like you fighting over that person. You fighting based off that principle, because the person have no respect. So long story short, Callie pops up like, yo, what's good with you? Right? What's good with you? So, and pause right there real quick. I don't want to spoil too much, but I don't want to leave out too much stuff. All right. Prior to that, I told you Joyce is pregnant, right? She ends up losing the baby. She falls into a depression. At the same time, she also lost her parents. Her mom died. Oh, shit. Damn. All right. Damn, I don't want to spoil it. All right, whatever. Her father died, right? She lost her baby. At the same time, she lost her mom. Her mom died from brain cancer. I may have mixed up the timeline just a little bit, but she's dealing with all those, the death, the parents, the baby. So she falls into a depression. On top of the depression, she's dealing with low self-esteem. She's dealing with her cheating-ass, trifling-ass husband that she loves deeply, knows that he's trifling, but she really loved this man. She gave this man her soul. She gave this man her life, and he still could not see Joyce for who she was, the woman that she was, the wife. He had no respect for her. I feel like at some point he loved her, but he loved the idea of having multiple women at the same time, and he could not wrestle with the fact that he had to be with one woman for the rest of his life. All right, so again, now we're back at Callie. Callie's at the crib, so confronts Joyce. So long story short, while Joyce was going through her depression, Lauren was at the type like, oh, my mom not showing me no attention. She's not coming to any of my shows. She's not being a mother. Like, she's not talking to me, whatever. She's pushing me away. So Lauren was going over to Callie's house, calling Callie, doing shopping with Callie, like basically saw Callie as a mother figure, that her mother, she still respected her mother, but at the same time, she like, Callie was there to fill the void that her mother wasn't doing what she was supposed to do. So, you know, Callie ends up throwing that in Joyce's face, like, oh, I've been more of a mother to your child than you. Now that's an ass whooping right there. But nah, no ass whooping came. So then Joyce is taken back, like, yo, you knew, like, you been to this lady's house? You knew your father was cheating? You basically condoned that? So she felt betrayed by Lauren. So Lauren's crying, pleading her case, like, mom. Honestly speaking, I would have felt betrayed. You get what I'm saying? I would have felt betrayed at my child. Like, how could you do this? But at the end of the day, even though I feel betrayed, that's still my child. And she's still a child. She doesn't know any better. And she could have been manipulated by her father, which she was, right? Because he kept telling her, keep this secret, keep that secret, all this cheating, that shit, right? So that's that. So Joyce is screaming at Vernon. Vernon's like, oh, I'm leaving, this, that, and the third. Give me my keys. So they wrestling over the keys. Lauren ended up getting the keys. Joyce tells Lauren, don't give your father the keys, right? Joyce is like, you know, you give your father the keys, we're gonna have a problem. Lauren decides that she's gonna give her father the key because she says she's avoiding problems and let him leave because he want to leave. But I'm just like, yo, like, you basically, when she did that, she basically chose a side. But at the same time, she was probably in the mindset where she's just like, you know, to avoid any further damage and to let the heat die down, let her father leave. And then she ended up leaving with the father. So the father's at Callie's house, whatever. Joyce. Lauren goes over there. The mother's in a whole frenzy. She had popped up at Callie's house. That's when she also found out that Lauren knew where Callie lived when she popped up, and then Lauren was like, you know, that's not her house, this is her house. And so Joyce is really betrayed now. So then Vernon comes out, Joyce loses her shit. So fast forward. So now Vernon is basically like, yo, I've been here for a week at Callie's. I don't really want to be here. I want to go make it right with my family. What? Like, now you want to make it right? She not doing for you. She not cooking for you the way you want it. She not laying it down the way you want it. Now you want your family back? Nah, get out of here. So Lauren is also over there. They getting ready to leave, right? Callie then pulls out a gun. Callie pulls out a gun like, yo, you know, you said you was leaving her. Vernon's like, yo, I'm not leaving her. Put the gun down, this and third. So Lauren froze it like. Next thing you know, Vernon getting ready to say something. Callie shoots him, I think twice in the chest. He dropped dead. His last words was, tell your mother, I'm sorry, right? So she witnessed her father die in front of her eyes. He got what he deserved. That's the life the life he wanted to live. Like, you can't keep feeding BS to lies to women, and a scorned woman is nothing to mess with. A scorned woman, they only see black in their eyes. Like, if nobody could have him, no. If she couldn't have him, nobody could. That's what I meant to say. Let me drink to that. We're gonna drink in honor of Vernon. So now Joyce didn't get any closure. She strongly dislikes her daughter. Their relationship would never be the same after that. You're gonna see. And Julian goes off to the military. So the book is broken up into 3 parts. So that was part 1. Part 2, we're introduced to the grown Lauren. Lauren turns out to be the perfect mistress. She goes around sleeping with married men, but not just any married men, high maintenance married men. At this point in the book, she's in her 30s. She's a grown-ass woman, still sleeping with married men. She know these men are married, but the reason why she's labeled herself the perfect mistress is because she meets their every need, their desire. She comes up with lies for the men. She reminds the men that, you know, they gotta get their wife an anniversary gift. She never calls or texts when she's not supposed to. She gives them no problem. And in return, they have a peaceful side piece. They don't have to worry about her acting up. She gets money. So, you know, they paying her life, her way of living. She's also she also makes jewelry on the side, high-end jewelry. So it's kind of nice, but it doesn't really pay the bill like what she get from the men. And she's loving it, you know. She feels like, you know, she loves that life. You know, it comes with no complications, right? So I don't think she finished college. I think she dropped out of college. I think it was. Back in the day when she was in college, she was dating a dude named Matthew. Matthew was her first love, her first everything. And, you know, Lauren was the type that, because she witnessed the activities of her father, she never really trusted Matthew. She didn't trust any men, period. So she assumed that Matthew was cheating on her one day when a woman answered his phone. So Matthew at the time was a scholar. Like, he had big goals. He's determined to become successful, and he loved Lauren, but his work and his studies came first, and I commend that. And he was actually studying when his study partner, which is a female, answered the phone. Lauren got upset, like accused him of cheating, and they broke up, and then they hadn't spoken for years, right? So that's after that she decided that she's done with men. She's gonna you know, take what she learned from her father and apply it to her everyday life, right? So that's why she became a mistress, and she's doing good. You know, she had a few close calls, but she found a way to get herself out of it. And I was just like, yo, you seen what your father put your mother through. You gonna do the same to another woman, but at the same time, you know, it's not the woman that did anything to Joyce. It's the father. He didn't honor his vows. And Joyce's motto is, you know, I'm not breaking up a so-called happy home or marriage. It's the men that made the commitment and vows to their wife. So basically the wife should deal with the husbands. And I agree. You get what I'm saying? I agree. So that's that. So now, Joyce. Joyce and Lauren don't have a good relationship. Joyce, from that happened, I think when the father was killed, she was like 15, 16, right? Since then, their relationship has never been the same. The mother she talks to Lauren, but she talks to Lauren with an attitude, with resentment, with hate. You know, Lauren tries to communicate. Lauren tried to, you know, ask for forgiveness. Lauren did all that, and the mother just can't seem to forgive. The mother is currently living in a bitter state of mind. She's angry all the time. She's not smiling. The only thing that makes her smile is when she talks to her son Julian. And you know, because Julian was seen as the perfect child. He never gave his mom any trouble. That Julian also promised that he would never be like his father. You know, and for the most part, I got the what, as I was reading, I'm like, yo, Julian seemed a little off. He seemed a little just too perfect, right? So Julian is an older adult. He's married with 2 children, and you know, he lives in another state. Because he travels for the military, and supposedly, you know, he's a stand-up guy at marriage. He's honoring his vows. He loves his mother, but right now, I forgot where they at right now. What state they at, whatever, I can't remember. But the mother's currently in a facility because she was diagnosed with brain cancer, the same thing that killed her mom. So now she's in this facility, and she's even more like, you know, what did I do to deserve this? You know, why did my life turn out this way? She's still going through it, like, as far as like she didn't get the healing from Vernon, so she always wondered like why Vernon put me through this and everything. So everyone around her feels the wrath of her bitterness. And for the most part, she has a right to be bitter, but again, how you got the man is how you lose them. You gotta be very careful. Karma will bite you in the ass, right? So that's Joyce's life right now. That's Julian's life right now, and that's Lauren's life right now. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. So now Lauren befriends a woman. What's this woman's name? I forgot her name. Was it Vivian? Yes. Lauren doesn't have really a lot of friends. Lauren befriends a woman named Vivian, right? Vivian, they met at, I guess it was like the yoga or whatever. So Lauren tells Vivian everything. Lauren tells Vivian about all the women all the men that she sleeps with, that she tells them, you know, the names, and you know, Vivian is on the type of time like, you happy being a mistress? Like, how can you sleep at night knowing that you sleeping with a married man? And she low-key throws a lot of shots at Lauren. So I'm just like, yo, how is that your friend and she throwing all these shots at you? I'm like, yo, Vivian seemed off. Like, I understand, like, as a friend, you don't always put your friend in the place. At least that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to tell them the truth. But the way she was saying is like, it's a woman if to me in the beginning, it felt like, yo, Lauren did this woman wrong, and she's upset. Cause I mean, you could be upset about the principle of the things that the actions that Lauren doing, but you're not gonna come at her like that. The way Vivian came at her, I knew some shit was up, and the vibe was just automatically off. But of course, Lauren is not feeling that, right? And then it just so happened that Lauren ends up running back into her ex Matthew. So Matthew is, you know, he's grown up. He's done well for himself. He's currently in the running to be the president of North Carolina. That's the state, North Carolina. I think it was university. So, you know, that's a big deal. It's an HBCU. And he runs into Lauren. He basically still in love with Lauren. Lauren is like, at first she's questioning it, like, you know, why is he back? I said I would never fall in love with another man. I'm not gonna give him a time of day. At the same time, Lauren is out. She meets one of her clients, wife, in person, as well as the client. And then, you know, the wife approached her. She came up with a lie and all that. So she's at this point, Lauren's like, you know, she's thinking about Matthew. She's thinking about her life. She kind of wants to leave it. We're gonna fast forward a little bit. So now she decides that she's gonna be with Matthew. So now she cuts off all her clients and all that, right? So she cuts off the clients. Prior to that, she ends up getting caught. She had a client named Thomas. She ends up getting caught in the hotel room by Thomas' wife and whatever. Thomas didn't give a damn. Thomas is basically like, you know, my wife is gone. She called us, like, we still effing. Lauren decided she had enough, right? So Lauren decided that she's going to, you know, try with Matthew. She wants to have a life with Matthew. She wants a different life. At the same time, she's visiting her mom in the center. The mom, Lauren, comes to see her. Mind you, Lauren's the only one that comes to see her. The son doesn't fly down. His excuse is I'm working, take care of the kids. Lauren's just like, she hates me. Why can't you come do it? You're her favorite. She doesn't even want to do anything with me. The way she talks to me. I just had enough of this, that, and the third. The brother's bitch like, why she don't like you? Well, you know why? What's her problem? She'll get over it. She's sick. She needs you right now, right? So the thing is, like, the mom ended up needing Lauren because Lauren is the only one that's there for her. But it's just like, the mom can't see past the hurt that was done, and she can't understand that at the time Lauren was a child, so she didn't really know any better, But so that's what's eating the mom alive, right? So also in the facility, the mom meets a man named Ernest. I'm fast forwarding a little bit because I'm not trying to spoil everything. The mom meets a man named Ernest. Ernest is like breathes life into the facility. He's very outgoing. He's dying. He's terminally ill. He basically told Joyce that, listen, like, I never cheated on my wife. It's possible for men to be faithful, because Joyce didn't believe that men could be faithful because of Vernon, right? So he basically helps her get a little clarity and tells that, she needs to heal, whatever, right? She needs to heal. Matthew and Lauren's relationship is going good. Everything's good. So the doctor had called Lauren, and the brother told him to come down. The brother flies down or whatever. They tell them that, long story short, the treatment's not really working for your mom. The cancer's spreading. She's dying. This is what she have left, this, and third. So Lauren basically tells the brother, like, you need to fly mom back down with you to live with you. So the brother was hesitant and all that, right? So I'm just like, something seems off with the brother. So now it got to the point where it's like, we gotta find out what's going on. So the timeline may be mixed up, but I'm gonna just say this. So Lauren ends up calling Rebecca, which is the brother Julian's wife. Rebecca was like, your brother is a cheating ass dog. He cheated on me. We separated. We're not together. So Lauren is taken back, like, he's just like his daddy. He said he's not even perfect. He said that, he would never cheat. He's doing just that. So she confronts her brother. The brother was like, at first I turned him down, but being in the army is just so hard. They throw themselves at me, and I couldn't resist. And then when I cheated, I told the wife. The wife let it slide the first time, but when he did it again, she just left him. And I commend that. It's not easy to leave someone that you love, but when it comes to your mental health and putting yourself first and your self-worth, leave. And that's what Rebecca did, because Rebecca's also white, and Lauren was commend her, because Lauren think that her mindset was that all white women are dumb. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. At the same time, Matthew proposed to, oh, wait a minute, hold up. Yes. At the same time, Matthew proposes to Lauren, right? Matthew's again up for the race for the president of North Carolina. North Carolina, right? So Lauren tells Vivian that she's getting married. Lauren tells Vivian that she wants her to plan the wedding, and then this is when shit start hitting the fan. All of a sudden, while Matthew's at his press conference about the presidency, a reporter comes out and say, your wife, what are you gonna do about your fiance? I think it was fiance or girlfriend. She's being accused of sleeping with so and so, Mr. Thomas' husband. Matthew is taken back, like, what? I don't know what's going on. What are you talking about? So the press conference ends, and the person who, his mentor is basically like, get your eggs in one basket. She's basically a whore. Lauren confronts Thomas. Lauren's trying to figure out, how the hell did they find out about the affair. Then all of a sudden, all these other women start coming out, that all her clients' wives start coming out and suing her, putting lawsuits against her. So she's trying to figure that out. At the same time, the mother, Ernest had died, right? We going back to the mother. Ernest had died. The mother feels sad about Ernest because Ernest, was getting the mother in good spirits. At one point, the mother, her illness is taking over her. She ends up passing out. When she passes out, she sees Vernon. Vernon comes to her. Vernon basically tells her, like, I'm sorry. You need to forgive your daughter. It wasn't her fault. It was me. I loved you. I always loved you. I don't know why I did it. Vernon basically gives her the closure when she passed out. When she wakes up, she feels a new sense of freedom, and she wants to make it right with her daughter. So at the time, they had also saw a therapist at one point, but that didn't go well. Her doctor Rodriguez was basically told the family, Lauren and Julian, that the mother should be at home with people during her last days. So and then it just so happened the mother ends up staying with Lauren. So while Lauren is talking to the mother, trying to get her settled in, the mother basically like, I'm sorry. Low key, I'm sorry. Let's move forward. Long story short, Lauren is taken back like, oh, you just talking because of the medicine. The mother's like, no, I need to make it right, this, and the third. I want to be a part of your wedding. The mother finds out about the whole lawsuit against her. She's not judging her or whatever. She's trying to make amends with Lauren, and I commend that. I'm like, it's about time, and Lauren is taken back. So fast forward. What time is it? All right. So now, we're gonna fast forward. So it just so happened that Matthew is asking Lauren, like, is all the allegations true? Lauren is still lying, like, no, it's not. But then she ends up like, yes, I slept with him. And then Matthew is a real one. Matthew decides that he's gonna stick beside Lauren. The school ends up turning Matthew down, like, basically you're not the best fit. Even then, I was like, damn, like, he worked hard for this. And because your trifling ass, and the activities that you did, you put his career at risk. And that was messed up. So, but he still wanted to stick beside her. He was like, everything is going to work out. I love you. We're going to make it work. So now, fast forward again. So now we at the wedding date. So Vivian and Lauren is there. The mother is there in the room, talking to Lauren while Vivian's watching. The mother's like, I'm happy I get to see your wedding day, even though she was really sick, right? So the mother steps out. All of a sudden, Lauren asks Vivian to help with something. Vivian pulls out a gun. So Vivian's story is that, she was married, she got divorced, the husband took away the son, moved away with the son. Vivian has nothing left. She blames, so that's that, right? So Lauren's like, what the hell you doing, Vivian? And Vivian's like, you think I'm gonna let you have a happy ending? You're gonna get everything that you deserve. You took away everything from me. So Lauren's like, what? So Vivian tells the backstory, like, you slept with my husband, then when you slept with him, he decided that he didn't want to be with me anymore. He wanted to be free and find something else. Like, I understand sometimes. Okay, let me pause there before I say that. So next thing you know, Lauren's mother ends up coming in the room like, yo, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? Vivian turns the gun on the mother, like, get out of here. The mother's talking to Vivian. Long story short, Vivian ends up shooting Joyce. So now, not only did Lauren watch her father get killed in front of her, she don't watch her mother get killed the same way that her father get killed. And in retrospective, the mother getting killed was her fault, because had she not slept with Vivian's husband, Vivian would not be there. Because Vivian ends up telling her, like, I stalked you, I befriended you, I wanted to get to know the woman that ruined my life, and I planned this out for a year, and here it is. So, they admitted Vivian into the facility, and a mental health facility, where she's gonna be there for the rest of her days. She ends up getting married. The mother dies, of course. Matthew and her moves away. Matthew ended up taking another job in Ohio as a president, after that school found out that North Carolina passed to him. And she got the life that she wanted with Matthew. It worked out in the end. I'm like, damn, like, the fuck? She really had a happy ending for the most part. She reconciled with her mom. Her brother, I guess her and her brother gonna have a good relationship. We didn't hear too much about that. I didn't spoil too much of the book because I did promise. I left out a lot of details, but the book was juicy. But for the most part, Lauren's actions when she got older, that was strictly on her. But again, the foundation that her father laid out for her led her to the life that she lived as an adult. Because that's all she knew. You know, she didn't really see a happy marriage. The family faked happiness throughout her whole life. She didn't know stability. She didn't know commitment. She didn't know realness. She didn't know loyalty. She didn't know any of that. She knew toxicity, and it was a sad. Ultimately, you can't really fault Lauren for the actions that she did as a child, but I feel like, for me, honestly speaking, like, as an adult, you know, sometimes you have to stop blaming your past, and you have to want to make the change to break those generational cycles for the most part, because at the end of the day, you are adult, and at this time, you're no longer a child where you don't have the option to make a difference. But as an adult, you know, for the most part, when you are in a good mental space where you can make those changes, then you can make the choice to say, I want different from my life, or I want to be in the same situation. If you want to change, you will have to do the work to change, to break those cycles. And unfortunately, Lauren was doing the Perfect Mistress business for a minute. She was a grown-ass woman, like I said, but she lived a happy ending. Honestly speaking, you know, I don't know if I'm happy that Lauren got her happy ending. I just don't know. I really just don't know. But for the most part, I enjoyed the book. It was juicy as hell. I don't believe there is no perfect mistress. I don't believe anyone can be perfect. People are not perfect, and they're bound to slip up. I believe that, you know, when it comes to marriage, if you're not ready to get married, or if you know you're not going to be faithful, don't waste nobody's time. Stay your ass single. You know what I'm saying? Some people wait till they get married to start cheating. It's like, what the like, do that when we wasn't married, like when we didn't have a paper between them. But you know, at the same time, that paper, sometimes that marriage certificate is what keeps people, what sometimes that could lead people to cheating, because they know it's not easy to get a divorce. You know, divorces are expensive. I enjoyed the book. If you read The Perfect Mistress, drop a comment, let me know what you think. I'm gonna rate the book only because I wasn't happy with Lauren getting a happy ending. I don't think I'm happy with that, so I'm just gonna go ahead and rate the book like a we're gonna give it a 3.5. Okay, we're gonna give it a 3.5. I also figured out, everything I figured out, like, well, Vivian's character, I knew her ass was shady. Julian, I knew his ass was shady. So yeah. I'm really happy that the mom was able to get self-closure. She was able to redeem herself, and you know, she didn't die miserable. I was sad. I really was sad for the mom, but at the same time, she laid her own foundation when she decided to pursue a man who was in a relationship. So that was her karma. But yeah, until next time, guys, you already know the next book review is The Bluest Eyes by Toni Morrison. I got a lot to say about that book. But anyways, your girl is out.